What if the Middle East is heading toward another major conflict? New warnings from the United States and Israel are putting Iran back into global headlines. Military activity is increasing, oil markets are reacting, and experts are asking one big question: could another strike happen soon? In today's video, we break down what's really happening, why tensions are rising again in 2026, and what this could mean for the world economy, energy prices, and global stability. For months, global attention has slowly returned to the Middle East. While much of the world focused on economic problems, elections, and international conflicts elsewhere, tensions involving Iran never truly disappeared. Over the last few weeks, military warnings, diplomatic statements, and regional security concerns have pushed tensions higher than many expected. According to recent international reports, officials in Washington and Tel Aviv believe Iran's regional activities and missile development programs are becoming a growing security concern. At the same time, Iran says it is only defending its national interests and responding to pressure from Western countries. This latest tension did not appear overnight. The relationship between these countries has been unstable for decades. From sanctions and proxy conflicts to cyber warfare and military operations, the rivalry has shaped Middle East politics for years. But now, many analysts believe the current situation feels more dangerous because of how quickly military events are escalating. One major reason global attention is increasing is because reports suggest military planning discussions are happening again behind closed doors. While no official full-scale attack has been confirmed, statements from political leaders have become stronger and more aggressive. That alone has increased fears of possible escalation. Another reason this story matters globally is oil. Whenever tensions rise in the Middle East, energy markets react immediately. Investors worry that conflict near major oil routes could disrupt global supply chains. If that happens, fuel prices around the world could increase rapidly, affecting transportation, food costs, and inflation. At the same time, financial markets are also watching closely. Global investors usually become nervous during geopolitical crises. Stock markets often react to uncertainty, especially when military conflict becomes a possibility. Meanwhile, social media is making the situation even more intense. Every military movement, leaked report, or political speech spreads across platforms within minutes. This creates another challenge: misinformation. Old footage is often reshared as breaking news. Rely on trusted reporting and verified information instead of emotional viral posts. For months, global attention has slowly returned to the Middle East. While much of the world focused on economic problems, elections, and international conflicts elsewhere, tensions involving Iran never truly disappeared. Now, in 2026, the situation appears to be heating up once again. Recent statements from both Israeli and American officials have raised concerns. Israeli and American officials have raised concerns about Iran's military capabilities, regional influence, and missile development programs. Some reports suggest that high-level security meetings have taken place discussing possible future responses if diplomatic efforts fail. At the same time, Iran has responded with strong warnings of its own. Iranian officials say the country will defend itself against any foreign aggression. These statements have created fears that even a small incident could trigger a larger confrontation. To understand why this matters, we need to look at the bigger picture. The relationship between Iran and the United States has remained tense for decades. Since the 1979 Iranian Revolution, both countries have experienced repeated political clashes. From sanctions and proxy conflicts to cyber warfare and military operations, the rivalry has shaped Middle East politics for years. Sanctions, cyber conflicts, and military standoffs. Meanwhile, Israel has long viewed Iran as one of its biggest security threats. Israeli leaders have repeatedly stated that they are deeply concerned. Israeli leaders are deeply concerned about Iran's missile technology and regional military alliances. Because of this, the relationship has remained extremely hostile. What makes the current situation especially serious is the timing. The global economy is already under pressure from inflation, energy concerns, and international instability. Any major conflict in the Middle East could immediately affect oil prices and international trade routes. Experts say one of the biggest risks involves the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important oil shipping routes. A huge percentage of global oil passes through this narrow waterway every day. If military tensions disrupt shipping activity there, fuel prices could rise sharply. And that doesn't just affect governments, it affects ordinary people everywhere. Higher oil prices lead to more expensive transportation and higher food costs. Financial markets are also reacting carefully. Investors around the world often become nervous when geopolitical tensions increase. During uncertain times, markets experience sharp swings. Another major factor is military activity in the region. Reports indicate increased naval movements, surveillance operations, and military readiness. Although governments say these actions are defensive, such movements often increase tensions further because every side becomes more alert and suspicious. Social media has also turned this issue into a non-stop global conversation. Every military movement spreads online. Some information is accurate, while some is exaggerated or false. This creates another challenge: misinformation. Old footage is often reshared as breaking news. Rely on trusted reporting and verified information instead of emotional viral posts. One important question many people are asking right now is whether diplomacy can still prevent escalation. International players are trying to reduce tensions through negotiations. Countries in Europe and the Gulf are encouraging restraint because a large-scale conflict would affect the entire global economy. No country wants to see regional war. However, diplomacy becomes more difficult when trust between countries is already weak. Every public warning increases pressure on leaders to respond strongly. Analysts also warn about the danger of miscalculation. In tense military environments, even a small mistake can escalate quickly. A drone incident or cyber attack could push tensions beyond control. This is why global powers are monitoring the situation closely. The possibility of direct confrontation may still be uncertain, but the risks are real. Governments and institutions are paying close attention. Another major concern is how regional allies could become involved. If tensions escalate between Iran and Israel, neighboring countries and armed groups could become part of the crisis. That possibility worries many experts because regional conflicts today can quickly become international issues. Military bases, trade routes, and global markets are all interconnected. At the same time, many citizens inside the region simply hope tensions do not turn into another prolonged conflict. People are already dealing with economic pressure and instability. Another major confrontation could make conditions even harder for millions of families. For now, there is still uncertainty. No official announcement has confirmed an imminent war. But rising military rhetoric, increased security activity, and growing international concern all suggest that the situation remains highly sensitive. The coming weeks may be critical. Diplomatic talks could calm tensions, or a sudden event could increase them dramatically. Right now, the world is watching very carefully. One thing is clear: what happens next between Iran, Israel, and the United States will not stay limited to one region. The impact could reach global energy markets and economies. Experts also warn that if tensions continue rising, neighboring countries in the Middle East could become involved indirectly. Regional alliances and military bases increase the complexity. For now, diplomacy is still active. International mediators are reportedly trying to reduce tensions and prevent direct confrontation. However, military preparedness remains high. The biggest question now is simple: will diplomacy succeed, or is the region moving toward another dangerous chapter? One thing is certain: the world is paying attention. Any major development involving Iran, Israel, and the United States could affect global politics, oil prices, international markets, and regional security within hours. As new updates continue to emerge, this story could become one of the biggest geopolitical events of 2026. What do you think? Will diplomacy prevent another major crisis? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And for more global affairs, breaking geopolitical updates, and international analysis, subscribe now and stay informed.